Good evening and welcome. I'm Cody Holio.
And I'm Liz Bishop. A nationwide study just released from UCLA looked at suspension rates across the country. It focused in on a number of large cities, including Albany, and it found in that school district an overall suspension rate higher than the national average, as well as a large gap between white, black, and Latino students.
Our Tori Wells looked at this study today, and she spoke with the district and learned they're already taking steps to change this. Tori's live from Albany High School. Tori, tell us what's happening here.
The researchers behind this study tell me these numbers are important because discipline is linked to achievement. Basically, if kids are in school, if they're not suspended, they're more likely to learn, and that makes sense. Now, Albany was chosen in part because it is a capital city, but I can tell you that this city, this school district, is not the only one in our country, state, or region that is tackling this issue. We met Will Glover walking one of his children home from school. Education, an important part of the day.
It's very important. You know, they can't miss school because that's learning time.
That's why he feels suspension should be a last resort, and he feels that's what his school does.
I think it's proactive. You know, if a kid is acting up in school, you contact the parents first.
But a new study released this week is raising concern about suspension rates across the country, looking deeper at several cities, including Albany. The study saying suspension rates among elementary and secondary students rose from the 2009-2010 school year to 2011-2012. And it says the racial gap widened between black and white students and Latino and white students. The study did not look closely at other schools in our state.
I know the community that I serve, and I know the issues that we have.
Albany's superintendent told me she hasn't read that full study yet, but her district is focused on this issue and has made changes since that data, including a revision of the code of conduct. So the district is more proactive instead of reactive with discipline.
For our youngest learners, our elementary schools, we're seeing a significant decrease in those rates.
Being suspended even once correlates with doubling of the risk for dropping out of school.
One of the researchers behind the study told me over the phone that schools need to come up with other tools. That studies show stakes are high when it comes to lowering suspension rates and closing discipline gaps. Albany's superintendent agrees.
If they're in school and highly engaged, then it should result in higher academic incomes. It will also result in a diminishment of suspension and those sorts of activities.
And I mentioned to you that other school districts in our area are focused on this as well. Schenectady superintendent told me his district is really looking at this. I looked at numbers for Troy and Schenectady for 2011-2012. Troy's were lower than Albany's. Schenectady's were in line or slightly higher than Albany's. You can look up your schools, your child's schools' suspension rates. We've posted that on our website. And coming up tonight at 6, the superintendent here at Albany told me about an effort that's being made here in the city to close the achievement gap, how she says that could help with discipline as well. We are live in Albany. Tori Wells, CBS 6 News.